Well, International Yoga Day, this is a global celebration that aims to raise awareness about the endless benefits of yoga that can offer. We are looking at leaders who have been currently speaking on its benefits. This is JP Nadda speaking in the national capital. Let's cross live.
हमको अपने जीवन में उतारना होगा, इसलिए मेरी आशा भी है और विश्वास भी है कि इसे हम अपने दैनंदिन डेली रूटीन में किस तरीके से शामिल कर सकते हैं, सम्मिलित कर सकते हैं, किस तरीके से हम अपने दैनंदिन जीवन का एक आयाम बना सकते हैं, इसकी हमको चिंता करने की आवश्यकता है। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि हम इस काम में आप सब लोग अपने दैनंदिन में इसको जोड़ेंगे और इसको एक अभ्यास के तरीके से जीवन में अपने साथ अंगीकरण करेंगे, ऐसा मेरा विश्वास है। मैं आप सबके साथ यह भी बताना चाहता हूं कि हमारी जो एलोपैथी विधा है, जो हम मेडिकल साइंस बोलते हैं, उस मेडिकल साइंस में भी हम लोगों ने नई स्वास्थ्य नीति में 2017 की स्वास्थ्य नीति में यह तय किया कि हमारा स्वास्थ्य होलिस्टिक होगा, एकांगीकरण नहीं होगा, अकेला नहीं होगा। और इसीलिए हम लोगों ने इस बात का भी प्रयास किया कि सभी विधाओं को एक साथ जोड़ा जाए और एलोपैथी के साथ साथ आयुष विभाग को भी हम लोगों ने जोड़ा है। इसीलिए ऑल इंडिया इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मेडिकल साइंसेज में हम लोगों ने एलोपैथी के साथ साथ जहां मॉडर्न मेडिकल साइंस है, वहां हम लोगों ने आयुष विभाग को भी सम्मिलित किया है। और आपको जान करके खुशी होगी कि दिल्ली के ऑल इंडिया इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मेडिकल साइंसेज में अब एक सेंटर फॉर इंटीग्रेटेड मेडिसिन इस नाम से चलाया जा रहा है। ये सेंटर फॉर इंटीग्रेटेड मेडिसिन में जो हमारे हाइपरटेंसिव, जिनको ब्लड प्रेशर की शिकायत होती है, जिनको डायबिटीज की शिकायत होती है, जिनको रेनल फेलियर की शिकायत होती है, जो कैंसर से भी पीड़ित होते हैं, उनका इम्यून सिस्टम किस तरीके से सुदृढ़ हो सकता है, इसमें सेंटर फॉर इंटीग्रेटेड मेडिसिन बहुत बखूबी काम कर रहा है। किस तरीके से हम दिल के विषयों को हम संतुलित तरीके से उसको सुदृढ़ कर सकते हैं, इसकी भी हम चिंता कर रहे हैं। इसलिए मित्रों, प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में आयुष
Well, as far as leaders who have been speaking, as we were standing by for the arrival of the Prime Minister, he's already there at the event as we are looking at the pictures that have now come in. Through all of that, what is now being celebrated today as a gift to the world that the country has now given. And of course, when performed correctly, yoga can transform lives. Let's get in a word from Isha, who's connected with us right now. Isha, we are looking at the pictures of the Prime Minister and of course this beautiful setup that we can see at the RK Beach in Visakhapatnam.
Right, Amita. So it is a 20-kilometer long stretch which has been adorned by carpets at the RK Beach in Visakhapatnam. In fact, the Prime Minister is all set to arrive there and he will lead and participate in the Yoga Day celebrations. In fact, that event is called Yoga Andhra and it is in collaboration with the state government as well. So it is on a large scale that it's happening. In fact, it's happening all across Visakhapatnam, like we were also stating. You can see here individuals, people have joined in, and you can see people from different walks of life have come together to be here for the Yoga Day, to be here to practice yoga. In fact, even as we speak, they are being told about the benefits of yoga. People are talking about how imperative it is to integrate yoga into our lives as it further helps the mental health along with physical health as well. And that is what the Indian government has also been going for. In fact, we did hear Raksha Mantri as well. He was also stating the same thing, that about how important yoga is. But in Visakhapatnam, we see a lot of jubilance in the air, a lot of excitement. There are people queuing up. There is a lot of excitement also because these people here are stating that the Prime Minister has chosen Visakhapatnam to lead the celebrations, and that is why this place becomes even more important.
Absolutely, and this is when we are getting those pictures there of the Prime Minister, of course, shortly expected to perform yoga as well. But Anu, apologies for cutting you short earlier. But when we are talking about International Yoga Day, how do you see it as a global celebration that also aims to raise awareness about the endless and the innumerous benefits that yoga can offer?
See, especially now that we live in a globalized world, now, I think it's very easy to borrow thoughts and ideas and without understanding the complete framework. So the rishis were not designing an Instagram reel here. They were designing a bridge to the absolute, which includes the mind, body, and the ultimate consciousness. So yoga asana, I think the physical postures is one aspect, as I think everybody on your show has been saying. We need to remember all the 8 limbs, that asana is just one part of yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyana, and eventually the samadhi. So once we go through this whole cycle, automatically it becomes a way of life. Then it's a way of life that, whether you're in the boardroom, whether you are giving an interview, or whether you are even working in your kitchen, you are forever in the state of equanimity and consciousness. That is the ultimate objective. That is what changes the world. That is what changes the world, where we step back from mindless consumerism, where we step back from, leading a life of unconscious beings. When, we raise the bar of consciousness for the whole world. That's the true promise of yoga to my mind.
Absolutely. And, Dr. Dimple, when we speak of yoga, because how does it strengthen the body, uplifts the soul? How can one incorporate yoga in their daily routine that can also make a remarkable improvement in their overall well-being?
In Ayurveda, we say 90% of the diseases happens due to Vata imbalance, and that's where yoga plays a very powerful role. So we have something called the Ayurvedic energy clock, which says that 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. is the Vata energy clock, where the body is extremely sensitive to the energies of the body inside and outside. And we have 5 kinds of Vata. So when you do yoga, it helps you get the wind energy in place, which is the Vata. It helps you get the bile and the digestive fire in place, which is the Pitta. It also helps you get the bone structure, the gross body, the lipids, and the metabolism in place, which is your Kapha. So once your Vat, Pitta, Kapha comes into a state of balance, your digestion improves, immunity improves, metabolism improves, and then it improves your organ health, overall physical health, mental and emotional health. So yoga here helps you organize your organ health and get your circadian rhythm back in place. For example, every organ has a clock. The colon is active between 5 to 7 a.m. The liver is active between 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. and it actively detoxifies the organs. Your body has a very sensitive energy clock. And that clock goes out of place, it leads to diseases, which is known as not at ease. It's an imbalance of the physical body, the gross body, which then starts affecting the subtle bodies. Yoga here helps you get that discipline in place, not just physically, but it gets your internal organs and all your subtle energies like the wind, the air, the space, the earth, water, fire into space, into alignment, right? So yoga and Ayurveda both helps you prepare your body for meditation so you can attain salvation and break the cycle of life and death. So it has a spiritual benefit as well. It helps in improving your spiritual health, your mental balances are in place again, and it helps in improving your productivity at work as well. It also has a positive impact on your relationships, be it with your parents, your siblings, your work colleagues. It helps in bringing that sense of balance and unity because you understand that you're not separate from them. Yoga brings that unanimous approach to life where it says that you're not separate from your outside world and you are the universe and the universe is within you. That's what yoga and Ayurveda does for your gut health as well.
Well, beautifully said that. But Anu, when we speak of this year's theme, because it is said that yoga for one earth, one health, that also gives a lot of emphasis, the deep link between personal wellness and the health of the planet at the same time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think as humans, we need to be more wakeful, more mindful, and more conscious. And, the theme ties up, like I was talking about in the earlier segment, that it is Yatha Pinde Tatha Brahmande. And the reverse is also true. So whatever we do in our daily lives will reflect in the universe, our own metaphysical reality, and also ultimately the planet. So and whatever happens to the planet, that reflects back in our health also. The mind and body included. There is no separation of mind, body, and the universe in this stream of consciousness. It works together in this scheme of things. So if we want to make the planet better, first we have to make our mind and body better, and the reverse.
And that is true, because when we speak of balance, how it is regarded, Dr. Dimple, as a time of renewal and balance, a day that also holds a lot of spiritual significance in many cultures around the world, that seems to be the very core principles of yoga.
Absolutely. In fact, in the Hindu culture, we call it the Brahma Muhurat, the time for creation, right? So it's 1 hour 48 minutes before sunrise. And this is true not just for the Hindu culture, it's true around the world. They say the early bird gets the worm, try to wake up early and try to get some movement in your body. So when you wake up 1 hour 48 minutes before sunrise, most of us struggle, trust me, even I do sometimes. But when you do that, you're aligning yourself with the planetary positions. You're aligning yourself with the sun, the moon, the stars. We're diurnal beings, so we rise with the sun, we set with the sun, and when the moon comes up, we all start settling into that sheath or that, cooling energy which allows us to fall asleep. So cultures around the world preach waking up early and doing something for your physical body. Remember, your body is a temple where God lives. So you are the God that lives within this temple. You're seeking God outside of you, seek it inside of you. And when you close your eyes and go within, you'll actually start feeling the presence of God and Mother Nature and the miracles of universe all around you. And that's where pranayama plays a very powerful role. It helps in balancing your id and your pingla. In China, we call it yin and yang. In Ayurveda, we call it the hot and the cold potency of the body. So when you balance your left and the right hemisphere of the brain through your breath work, you're also releasing a lot of serotonin and dopamine, which helps you feel that peace and calm and happiness throughout the day. In fact, if all world leaders started practicing yoga, pranayama and meditation, trust me, we would never have war. War is man-made. It's not made by the universe. It's not made by the planetary positions. It's not made by God. War has been created by human beings. And if we preached yoga to the world leaders, we would literally have world peace.
So basically saying keep calm, practice yoga, end the war, isn't it, Anu? Because what would be your top 5 practices that you would suggest for people? Even a few minutes of daily practice that can help one feel grounded, feel more grateful, and feel more connected to the world.
I would reconnect back to the Ashtang limbs, the 8 limbs of the yoga. Out of that, pranayama becomes a very, very key process. Asana, of course, everybody is doing now, the physical postures, right? Out of this practice, the very key practice that I was speaking about earlier is the practice of Om Ucharan. That really connects all the 5 subtle bodies together. And it takes you to a state where our brain frequencies reduce. Now, most times of our day, like we are talking here, I'm trying to listen in. We are in a heightened brain frequency place. The moment we do a little bit of chanting, a little bit of Om Ucharan, with the correct breath going, we reduce the brain frequencies. And that is where creativity happens. That is where, you connect with yourself. That is where you lose the drama of the world and you focus on the inside. And I think if most people do that, like I think the Dalai Lama said, if you teach meditation to all 7-year-olds, there would be no wars in this world.
That would be the ideal situation, wouldn't it? Because I'm told that Ira is also connected with us. Ira, very good morning to you. We're getting already the pictures of the Prime Minister there. Of course, as we speak of yoga, this is India's gift to the world, and how everybody seems to be immersed in yoga. How does it, when it comes to the top 5 practices, is something that you do daily, and you ask even when it comes to our viewers there, because we are not asking only one day to be marked as International Day of Yoga. This is an exercise that should be celebrated and marked every single day.
Absolutely, and I just want to say that it doesn't take a lot of time to do yoga, because the #1 complaint that I get is that I don't have enough time, there's so much going on, I don't have enough time for yoga. But even just a 10-minute practice can really help. And remember that yoga isn't just physical postures, it's your breath, it's meditation. So working with all of these different practices can really help. You know, what I suggest everyone to do is a practice of Surya Namaskar every single day, to do 5 minutes of sun salutations, to do 5 minutes of Surya Namaskar, and do 5 minutes of meditation. That's 15 minutes a day. And everyone can stop scrolling on their phones and instead do some yoga. Really, it's such an easy practice. So I really do believe that this practice is for all. And the theme for this International Yoga Day is, yoga for all. So I do feel that we must embrace this beautiful, inclusive practice that can be done by people of all different ages, all different levels. In yoga, there is something for everyone.
Ira, what is that post that you're currently sitting in? If you can explain to our viewers, and as we've been speaking to our experts and guests as well, just by sitting and when they are, doing their daily chores or interacting with people, they can still practice yoga at the same time.
Yes, I'm just sitting in a simple, what we call in traditional Hatha Yoga, Sukha Asana. And I actually try as much as possible during the day to be in this seated posture. In fact, a lot of times, even when I'm sitting in a chair, I sit in this posture because it is so much better for opening up our hips. It's amazing for just bringing the blood flow to our abdominal region so that there can be optimal digestion. So such a simple posture with so many benefits. And that's why our ancestors always sat like this. So even when you're eating your food, I'm actually getting a dining table in my home now, which is a floor seating table, because there's so much more better digestion when you sit like this and you eat your food. So our ancient practices had a lot of science behind them. They weren't just random. And when we start adopting these into our daily life, and it's totally possible. I sit like this even on the sofa when I'm doing anything like watching TV or anything. I'm always sitting like this. So this posture is so much better for our hips, because the number one problem that you get as you get older is, weak knees, weak ankles, and tight hips. And when we sit like this, we actually mitigate all of that. So if you want to, I think a good sign of aging is that you can sit in this Sukhasana. Even when you're 80 or 90, you can sit like this. You don't have to take a chair.
So you said set aside at least 10 minutes minimum when it comes to daily practice of yoga. What are the exercises that you believe can be done in those 10 minutes?
So as I mentioned, I feel sun salutations, Surya Namaskar. If sun salutations are not available for you for any reason, then doing a simple practice of Sukshma Vyayam. These are gentle exercises, just joint exercises, knees, ankles, wrists,
Lira,
neck.
can you show it to us, please, up to our
Sukshma
viewers?
Vyayam is really important because these... Sure. So just, for example, even if you're just sitting, let's just begin with the neck. So simple neck movements. And most of us don't even do these every day because we feel like, oh, they're not important, but they really are, because a major thing that people are suffering from today are stiff necks. So just moving the neck and then moving into your shoulders. So the shoulders are going round and round. And even just by doing this right now, I'm feeling so much relief, and I didn't even realize that my shoulders were tight. This is what happens to all of us, but it just feels wonderful. Moving with our wrists, as I mentioned, wrists have a lot of stiffness today because of what we're facing. We're always on our phones, so our fingers, really important to get all of this in. So just simple stuff like this. Remember, the beautiful thing about yoga is simplicity. I know yoga seems really complicated on Instagram. People are doing all sorts of things and we believe that, oh my God, is this yoga? But that's not actually the truth. Yoga is a very, very simple practice that can be just done by everyone. So super, super simple stuff. Now I'm just bringing my arm up, my right arm up, bringing my left arm from behind me and trying to catch my arms wherever they meet. A simple Gomukasana. I'm just holding this posture, and as I do this posture, I can see that there's a little bit of morning stiffness in my shoulders, but then this is immediately changing.
Yes.
And then we do the other side. Just staying here and holding, and deep breaths in, deep breaths out.
So the examples that you're given, these are basic exercises that we're looking at. Stretching at the max, set out at least 10 minutes of your day, not much of time, and minimum of that. Yoga that not only boosts immunity, by reducing stress. We are looking at improvement in circulation. We're looking at supporting organ function, stimulating the immune and the digestive systems as well. As we said, the benefits are innumerable. Crossing live to the pictures that are now coming in, of course, as far as an example that is now being said by our leaders across the country. Here are pictures that are now coming in of UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath as well, performing yoga. Of course, this is something that is part of their daily lives and exercise. We're looking at chief ministers, union ministers as well, who are participating in the government-organized Yoga Day events across the country, and these events that are now taking place in different parts of the country, where we are getting these pictures that are now coming in from Visakhapatnam as well, because when it comes to these pictures, mainly when we give a quick description of the pictures as well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is now speaking. Let's cross live.
Syed Abdul Nazir ji, यहाँ के लोकप्रिय मुख्यमंत्री, मेरे परम मित्र चंद्रबाबू नायडू गारू, केंद्रीय कैबिनेट के मेरे सहयोगी के राम मोहन नायडू जी, प्रताप राव जाधव जी, चंद्रशेखर जी, भूपति राजू श्रीनिवास वर्मा जी, राज्य के डिप्टी सीएम पवन कल्याण गारू, अन्य महानुभाव और मेरे प्यारे भाई और बहनों, आप सबको नमस्कार। देश और दुनिया भर के सभी लोगों को इंटरनेशनल योग डे की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। आज 11वीं बार पूरा विश्व 21 जून को एक साथ योग कर रहा है। योग का सीधा साधा अर्थ होता है जुड़ना, और ये देखना सुखद है कि कैसे योग ने पूरे विश्व को जोड़ा है। मैं बीते एक दशक में योग की यात्रा को जब देखता हूं तो बहुत कुछ याद आता है। वो दिन जब संयुक्त राष्ट्र में भारत ने प्रस्ताव रखा कि 21 जून को अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस के रूप में मान्यता मिले, और तब कम से कम समय में दुनिया के 175 देश हमारे इस प्रस्ताव के साथ खड़े हुए। आज की दुनिया में ऐसी एकजुटता, ऐसा समर्थन सामान्य घटना नहीं है। ये सिर्फ एक प्रस्ताव का समर्थन भर नहीं था, ये मानवता के भले के लिए दुनिया का सामूहिक प्रयास था। आज 11 साल बाद हम देख रहे हैं कि योग दुनिया भर में करोड़ों लोगों की जीवन शैली का हिस्सा बन चुका है। मुझे गर्व होता है जब मैं देखता हूं कि हमारे दिव्यांग साथी ब्रेल में योग शास्त्र पढ़ते हैं। वैज्ञानिक अंतरिक्ष में योग करते हैं। गांव-गांव में युवा साथी योग ओलंपियाड में भाग लेते हैं। यहां सामने देखिए, ये नेवी के सभी जहाजों में भी अभी बहुत शानदार योगा कार्यक्रम चल रहा है। चाहे सिडनी ओपेरा हाउस की सीढ़ियां हो या एवरेस्ट की चोटी हो या फिर समंदर का विस्तार हो, हर जगह से एक ही संदेश आता है, योग सभी का है और सभी के लिए है। योग इज फॉर एवरीवन, बियॉन्ड बाउंड्रीज, बियॉन्ड बैकग्राउंड्स, बियॉन्ड एज और एबिलिटी। इसको बंद, इसकी आवाज आ रही है। साथियों, आज मुझे इस बात की खुशी है कि हम सभी विशाखापट्टनम में हैं। ये शहर प्रकृति और प्रगति दोनों की संगम स्थली है। यहां के लोगों ने इतना अच्छा आयोजन किया है। मैं चंद्रबाबू नायडू गारू और पवन कल्याण गारू को बधाई देता हूं। आपके नेतृत्व में आंध्र प्रदेश ने योगांध्रा अभियान का एक शानदार इनिशिएटिव लिया। मैं विशेष तौर पर नारा लोकेश गारू के प्रयासों की भी विशेष प्रशंसा करना चाहता हूं। योग का सोशल सेलिब्रेशन कैसे होना चाहिए, समाज के हर वर्ग को कैसे जोड़ना चाहिए, ये उन्होंने बीते 1-1.5 महीने के इस योगांध्र अभियान में करके दिखाया। और इसके लिए भाई लोकेश अनेक अनेक बधाई के पात्र है। और मैं तो देशवासियों को भी कहूंगा कि ऐसे अवसरों को किस प्रकार से सामाजिक स्तर पर गहराई से ले जाया जा सकता है, भाई लोकेश ने जो काम किया है उसको एक नमूने के रूप में देखना चाहिए। साथियों, मुझे बताया गया है कि योगांध्र अभियान से 2 करोड़ से ज्यादा लोग जुड़े हैं। पब्लिक पार्टिसिपेशन की यही वो स्पिरिट है जो विकसित भारत का मुख्य आधार है। जब जनता खुद आगे बढ़कर किसी मुहिम को थाम लेती है, किसी लक्ष्य को ओन कर लेती है, तो उस लक्ष्य की प्राप्ति से हमें कोई रोक नहीं पाता। जनता जनार्दन की ये सदा इच्छा और आपके प्रयास यहां इस आयोजन में हर तरफ नजर आ रहे हैं। Friends, the theme of this year's International Day of Yoga is Yoga for One Earth, One Health. This theme reflects a deep truth. The health of every entity on earth is interconnected. Human well-being depends on the health of the soil that grows our food, on the rivers that gives us water, on the health of the animals that share our ecosystems, on the plants that nourish us. Yoga awakens us to this interconnectedness. Yoga leads us on a journey towards oneness with the world. It teaches us that we are not isolated individuals, but part of nature. Initially, we learn to take good care of our own health and wellness. Gradually, our care and concern extends to our environment, society, and planet. Yoga is a great personal discipline. At the same time, it is a system that takes us from me to we. साथियों, मी टू वी का ये भाव ही भारत की आत्मा का सार है। जब व्यक्ति अपने हित से ऊपर उठकर समाज की सोचता है, तभी पूरी मानवता का हित होता है। भारत की संस्कृति हमें सिखाती है, सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, यानी सभी का कल्याण ही मेरा कर्तव्य है। मैं से हम की ये यात्रा ही सेवा, समर्पण और सह अस्तित्व का आधार है। यही सोच सामाजिक समरसता को बढ़ावा देती है। साथियों, दुर्भाग्य से आज पूरी दुनिया किसी न किसी तनाव से गुजर रही है। कितने ही क्षेत्रों में अशांति और अस्थिरता बढ़ रही है। ऐसे में योग से हमें शांति की दिशा मिलती है। योगा इज द पॉज बटन दैट ह्यूमैनिटी नीड्स टू ब्रीथ, टू बैलेंस, टू बिकम होल अगेन। मैं विश्व समुदाय से आज के इस महत्वपूर्ण अवसर पर एक आग्रह करूंगा। Let this Yoga Day mark the beginning of Yoga for Humanity 2.0, where inner peace becomes global policy, जहां योग सिर्फ पर्सनल प्रैक्टिस न रहे, बल्कि ग्लोबल पार्टनरशिप का माध्यम बने, जहां हर देश, हर समाज योग को जीवन शैली और लोक नीति का हिस्सा बनाए, जहां हम मिलकर एक शांत, संतुलित और सस्टेनेबल विश्व को गति दें, जहां योग विश्व को टकराव से सहयोग और तनाव से समाधान की ओर ले जाए। साथियों, विश्व में योग के प्रसार के लिए भारत योग की साइंस को आधुनिक रिसर्च से और अधिक सशक्त कर रहा है। देश के बड़े बड़े मेडिकल संस्थान योग पर रिसर्च में जुटे हैं। योग की वैज्ञानिकता को आधुनिक चिकित्सा पद्धति में स्थान मिले, ये हमारा प्रयास है। हम देश के मेडिकल और रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूशंस में योगा के क्षेत्र में एविडेंस बेस्ड थेरेपी को भी प्रोत्साहित कर रहे हैं। इस दिशा में दिल्ली के एम्स ने भी बहुत अच्छा काम करके दिखाया है। एम्स की रिसर्च में सामने आया है कि योग की कार्डियक और न्यूरोलॉजी डिसऑर्डर्स के उपचार और विमेन हेल्थ और मेंटल वेलबीइंग में अहम भूमिका है। साथियों, नेशनल आयुष मिशन के जरिए भी योग और वेलनेस के मंत्र को आगे बढ़ाया जा रहा है। डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी ने भी इसमें बड़ी भूमिका निभाई है। योगा पोर्टल और योगांध्र पोर्टल के जरिए देश भर में 10 लाख से अधिक इवेंट्स का रजिस्ट्रेशन हुआ है। आज देश के कोने कोने में इतनी सारी जगहों पर आयोजन हो रहे हैं। ये भी दिखाता है कि योग का दायरा कितना ज्यादा बढ़ रहा है। साथियों, हम सभी जानते हैं आज हील इन इंडिया का मंत्र भी दुनिया में काफी पॉपुलर हो रहा है। भारत दुनिया के लिए हीलिंग का बेस्ट डेस्टिनेशन बन रहा है। योग की इसमें भी बड़ी भूमिका है। मुझे खुशी है कि योग के लिए कॉमन योगा प्रोटोकॉल बनाया गया है। योगा सर्टिफिकेशन बोर्ड के 6.5 लाख से अधिक ट्रेन वॉलेंटियर्स, करीब 130 मान्यता प्राप्त संस्थान और मेडिकल कॉलेजों में 10 दिन का योग मॉड्यूल्स, ऐसे अनेक प्रयास एक होलिस्टिक इकोसिस्टम तैयार कर रहे हैं। देश भर में हमारे जो आयुष्मान आरोग्य मंदिर है, वहां ट्रेन योग टीचर तैनात किए जा रहे हैं। दुनिया भर के लोगों को भारत के इस वेलनेस इकोसिस्टम का फायदा मिले, इसलिए विशेष आयुष वीजा दिए जा रहे हैं। साथियों, आज योग दिवस पर मैं ओबेसिटी की तरफ भी फिर से सभी का ध्यान आकर्षित करना चाहूंगा। बढ़ती ओबेसिटी पूरी दुनिया के लिए एक बड़ा चैलेंज है। मैंने मन की बात कार्यक्रम में भी इस पर विस्तार से चर्चा की थी। इसके लिए अपने खान पान में 10% ऑयल कम करने का चैलेंज भी शुरू किया था। मैं एक बार फिर देशवासियों से, दुनिया भर के लोगों को इस चैलेंज से जुड़ने का आह्वान करता हूं। अपने खाने में कैसे हम कम से कम 10% ऑयल कंजम्पशन कम करें, इसके लिए जागरूकता फैलानी है। ऑयल की खपत कम करना, अनहेल्दी डाइट से बचना और योग करना, ये बेहतर फिटनेस की जड़ी बूटी है। साथियों, आइए हम सब मिलकर योग को एक जन आंदोलन बनाएं, एक ऐसा आंदोलन जो विश्व को शांति, स्वास्थ्य और समरसता की ओर ले जाए, जहां हर व्यक्ति दिन की शुरुआत योग से करे और जीवन में संतुलन पाए, जहां हर समाज योग से जुड़े और तनाव से मुक्त हो, जहां योग मानवता को एक सूत्र में पिरोने का माध्यम बने और जहां योगा फॉर वन अर्थ वन हेल्थ एक वैश्विक संकल्प बन जाए। एक बार फिर आंध्र के नेतृत्व को बधाई देते हुए, आंध्र के लोगों को बधाई देते हुए और विश्व भर में फैले हुए योग प्रैक्टिशनर्स और योग प्रेमियों को बधाई देते हुए आप सबको अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिवस की मैं बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। धन्यवाद।
Well, that is Prime Minister's message that has now gone across as far as his participation in today's International Yoga Day event that is taking place in Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, where the Prime Minister has given out this message for unity, saying that yoga is for everyone, beyond boundaries, beyond backgrounds, beyond age or even ability. As far as yoga, what it stands for today, which is leading us on a journey towards oneness with the world, which it teaches us that we are not isolated individuals but a part of nature as well. And the Prime Minister also making an important point in today's era where there are conflicts, where there are tensions, where there is unrest that is being witnessed in different corners of the globe. The Prime Minister has given out Yoga for Humanity message, saying that inner peace becomes global policy, and that would be the reason that would end conflicts for all. We'll head into a short break right now. You're watching Times Now, the special broadcast on the International Day of Yoga.